Hey friends, good morning to you all. Today, let us discuss about the concept of performance counseling in the training and development subject. With regard to the performance counseling, as you heard the term performance counseling, when you came to know that the counseling is meant for some kind of guidance and some kind of help which is provided by the external, maybe like the counselors or else the psychiatrists as well as any of the doctors and some of the people especially meant for taking care of those jobs like psychologists and all. So in this case, there is another word which is called performance. As you all know that performance means that it means the nature of the job, how far he has been done, whether it may be good or bad, how far it has been succeed. That is called performance. So clubbing these two words, there is a term is called performance counseling. As a social worker, you people are aware of that earlier. What is counseling and all? So now, as a management training, as a HR people, you need to be know what is that performance counseling. So you are aware of that counseling may be given at any point of time for any incident and any course of time. Either it may be in a family, or either it may be in a friendship, or either it may be in a relationship, or either it may be in a self, or either it may be in a job, or else so there are many types of counselings are there. Likewise, within that there is a term in the management we used to call it as the performance counseling. So while with this small introduction, let us see what is this performance counseling is mean. So human resource an important corporate asset, and the overall performance of company depends upon the way it is put to use. So as you are aware of that, the human resource is an important corporate asset. That's why I used to tell the example that in the that Bill Gates used to say that every day morning I am the richest person in the world, and while at the evening I will be the I'm not sure whether I am rich or not, because what it means that the statement is so when the employee log out in the evening and when they came for a tomorrow morning to log in, that's why the corporate and he is become a millionaire in the world. Likewise, each and every individual in the organization is considered to be an asset. Either he may be used more or used less, or he may be or his skill may be utilized properly or not, whether that is a matter. As far as the human resource manager, we people concerned, every human is considered to be an asset, and they are the performers, and they are the key role players, and they are the people who have been came with us for all our activities while to achieve the goals and objectives of the organization. So in this case, process and system in place to ensure effective use of performance appraisal process, and performance management. See, every human resource, how this asset can be properly utilized. Take an example of on a mobile phone. As you people have been taken this, that's considered to be an asset for you people. How far you can maintain, whether you can regularly doing the any kind of an antivirus software, and you have deleted unwanted images, unwanted pictures, unwanted audios, and you can keep on having the cover, changing the cover, and having, and you can put the any of the safety measures and all. How the way you have been considered those assets, whether you for you. Likewise, take an example of a human resource in the organization. So for them, we need to be continuously appraisal their performance. Whether they have been trained for the job and you have been left the job at the 4 or 5 o'clock, and this thing is a routine for a day and for a week and for a month and for a year, and what is the case may be, whether he may be continuously coming to the job, and there is no people is questioning me. Just I am coming to the job, and I have been doing the job what thing has been assigned to me. If it is not possible for me today, I can do it on tomorrow. That was the mindset of for all the employees. But whereas we people, we need to be assess the performance of the each and every employee. And in order to appraisal, you know that appraisal is means that appraisal is means that some kind of an evaluation, right? So what we people are doing after the conducting of the class, just we are just we are doing just we are just we are doing exam as an evaluation method, right? So how far you have been attentive to the class, how far you have been understand the concept. Just we are conducting the exam so that we can assess and we can able to know that how level you have been involved in the class activities and how far you have been in depth with this concept. Likewise, how can we perform the employees work the same thing. There are many processes are there, right? There are 80-degree performance appraisal is there, and 160-degree performance appraisal is there, 360 performance degree appraisal is there. So there are many performance appraisal system is there. You can read it in the HRM paper itself, the concept of performance appraisal, how it has been done, right? So, likewise, we need to be apprised the performance of each and every employee and how far we are going to manage the performance of each and every employee. So these things three is depends upon how we are effectively use the human resource. Number one, each and every human resource has to be apprised. Apprised is in essence evaluate based on its performance. Number two, in order to carry out those performance, we need to be put into any of the process which is defined, and after conduct the performance appraisal, how far we are going to manage the performance appraisal system on that. So these three things is ensured with the effective use of human resource. When anything is lacks, we need when anything is lacks in any area, we need a performance counseling, right? So first we need to apprise the performance. Later on, we need to incorporate any of the method that is called a process. Process is nothing but it's on a steps and it's on a guidelines, it's on a procedure how we are going to do the performance appraisal. And number three, performance management. And in the number three, the performance management is includes the performance counseling. When the employees is when the after assessing the performance of the employee, when he is fails to reach the mark what we have given at the course of time, we need to be provide the counseling to them. The counseling is nothing but as you think that while in the medical setup, counseling is meant like treating the employee with a tablet and put them for any of the psychotherapy, psychotechniques and all. So as the case may be, it's not like that in the industrial setup. Okay, whether there is lacking of one-to-one communication. So we ask the employee to come and sit, and we have a one-to-one setup. We start off speaking what are the issues he faced, why he can't able to do the performance properly and all. So this is the thing. And let us have a look on this thing. The counseling is guidance, something that provides direction, advice, etc. Right? So process of providing help and support to people to face and sail through difficult times in life. As you are aware of that, as a social work people, you know that what is the counseling is means. Counseling is something guidance and which provides some direction. So as people we used to say, when the people is need a counseling, when there is any block in their direction. See, normally when I wake up and I go for a job, and after finish of the job I go here. So this was my plan towards throughout the day. When anything is block is in a sense, which anything is lacking, anything which I can't do, but I can be able to do, but my mental health is not properly cooperate with my work. So at that course of time, at that need of time, there is a people who needs to provide us and suggest us and advise us towards the proper direction. So that thing is called providing of help and support. All right. So when we face a difficult in a time, the time we need a counseling. So that is the counseling is means that. So helps people to see things from a different viewpoint and encourage them to drop their action plan. So that also a counseling. So what the counseling will counselor will do, you know that counselor and counseling, right? The people who is giving the people who is attending the counseling session is called counseling, and the people sitting opposite to the counseling is called a counselor, right? So what the people will do while in the counseling, we just stimulate the opponent. That may be a case. We stimulate them and ask them, and we ask them to take the decision by their own. For that, just we make a draft and we support and help with the words, with the kind of words, with the uh, with the with the direction and advice and all through the words. Okay, so this is the counseling, right? We never giving the money, we never giving the any kind of an asset, we never giving the things and all. Just we sit and talk. So that's why the last point will says that it helps the people to see the things from a different viewpoint and encourage them to drop their action plan. Okay, just we have a look. So the counseling will reflect as what is the counseling is that it's some kind of a sharing, which is for a long time, which is a very which is a blocking in my mind or in my heart or whatever else. So whether it may be in a very hard situation, just it's a sharing of an activity, right? And it's a helping process, and it's give some kind of a change, right? And it's an advising activity, and it's an guidance also. So this thing is called as an counseling. And let us have a look on the performance counseling process of improving employees' performance and productivity by providing employee with feedback regarding areas where he is doing well and areas that may require improvement. See, what the performance counseling will result is, so they may be have a indicator of either maybe a 5 point or a 6 point or 7 point scale with regard to their objective, what they want to be assessed. So exactly the HR managers what they need to know. So that to be put into a questionnaire or else in kind of any of the games or any kind of an online test or something else. They have been framed a questionnaire and all. So just they have been splitted to the employees and ask them to fill their details, and from that they maybe came to know the performance of their employees. After receiving those things, so they may be assessed and ask the employee to come and sit and reflect the areas what is doing well and what are the areas he may lack. So it is like a progress card what we got it while in the school days, as you are aware of that. So the progress card will reflect the all the subject of us, and while with an red underline which reflects in what area we are lax, right? So likewise, it's some kind of an activity in the organizational setup which provides all the feedback with regard to their pros and cons and their do's and do nots, where they have been succeed and where their area he has lacked. So while at the time of performance counseling, in the areas where he succeed, he may tell that so how he has been succeed. And while in some case in the area where he lacks, he got a space to open his mouth why he can't able to do certain activity or why he fails in those activities. So this can be done through performance counseling, right? And a supportive process by a manager to help an employee define and work through personal problem on organizational changes that affect job performance. So while this kind of a performance counseling will give a result that whether this employee is affected with personally or else whether the organization there is any change is needed, or else he may be given a pressure by a peer employer, or else a superior or supervisor, or else a immediate manager or whoever else. So what kind of an issue is affected in order to cope with this job? So all those things have been taken into an account and given a space for the each and every employee to talk why he can't able to achieve this goal. So this is the thing is called performance counseling. And set of techniques, skills, attitude to help people manage their own problem using their own resources. So as I said you, while in the normal counseling, while in the medical counseling, what we do is, while at the time of this winding session, we will ask the employee to stimulate and ask them and make the environment to take the decision by his own. Right. Likewise, in this performance counseling also, we will stimulate his technique, we stimulate his skills and attitude, and how far the skill can be put into a better way to cope up with his job in the future to do it in furthermore better. Am I right? So this thing is called a performance counseling. Am I right? And with the thing, so why this performance counseling is needed? Am I right? So, because you may thought that the employee is coming to the industry and for that I'm paying money in kind of a salary, and if you have any problem, and he can go and solve with his own. We have a clinic in the industry, and I'm providing the ESI and I am providing the PF and all. And what is the why I need to be taken care of other things also? So it's not like that. As a HR, we need to be looking care of an each and every thing of an employee. So at the course of time, so what is the purpose of this performance counseling? So this performance counseling provide an employee with an information, advice, and assistance they need to contribute fully to the achievement of the organization objective. Right? So, in order to move the employees towards the organizational goals, we need to compulsory do the performance counseling. After conduct of the performance counseling, we will assess the employees where he is lack and where he succeeds. So after those things, we will have a one-to-one discussion. So this thing will help us to do the furthermore better towards his goal, and this goal will lead to the individual achievement, and each and every individual is achieved. It's in a group goal, and the group has achieved. It's to be towards the achievement of organization. So that's why in order to achieve the organizational objectives, we need to be given the performance. And to improve the performance of the employee or to maintain already exceeding desirable level of performance. So in order to be improve the performance, we need to provide the performance counseling. And it is a two-way process, essential for management and development of employees, and its natural component of managing people. Right. So performance counseling focuses on employees' performance in assistant tasks. So normally the performance counseling is mainly focusing towards his job performance, not towards his personal. Later on, when the employees start to speak his personal, we will enter into the personal. So plainly you can understand the performance counseling is especially meant towards his job. We move on to the next one. So need counseling. So just you have a look.